Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 2.
Listen, ain't no board tonight, but I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, walk us through this episode.
So, Giselle, when Mia is running away crying, said that G was upset because Ink has been around the kids, and the kids had talked about seeing Ink and Mia in bed.
Okay.
Mia says that it hurt when Karen questioned her about protecting her children. Giselle talks about how she would like to get to a better place with Wendy. She gives her a bucket hat for where their relationship is and has been.
Okay.
But they plan on meeting tomorrow to work out their relationship.
Okay.
So, of course, Giselle gives herself the queen hat.
Of course.
And then all the new girls, as well as Jacqueline, get the derby hat.
Okay.
So, Mia comes back. Both Giselle and Karen apologize for questioning her mothering.
Yeah.
And then they present Karen with her birthday cake. They take a great group photo. And Karen said that this is not going to be the Inquisition party that they thought it would be.
Meaning what, Blair? What do you think Karen mean?
Meaning she's not answering no questions.
What do you mean? I have
No
questions. I have questions. Listen here. The truth of the matter is you got to take accountability, Mia. At the end of the day, even though G may have brought it up, you put yourself in this position. You let your kids see you in bed with another man and things of that nature.
Right.
And now that question is out here in the world, in the public. And truth of the matter is, I felt like you wanted that. Like, this is the price you paid to basically get that first chair of Real Housewives of Potomac. So don't cry now.
Right. So we see the sit down with Giselle and Wendy. Wendy is dressed to impress.
She
got the tatas out, the bird sleeves on.
Everything.
She got it all going on. So Wendy says that this is the same Giselle that told her not to touch her.
Oh, yeah. We saw that flashback.
Yeah. Wendy is open to see where this conversation will go. She says since she is about to be turning 40. I guess she wants to start new decade, new slate.
Okay.
Giselle says that she is not coming to the conversation with any type of isms. She wants to listen to whatever Wendy feels. When Wendy is fine, she's fine, and this is Giselle's perspective. But when Wendy is angry, she can come across as condescending.
Okay.
Wendy tells her she receives it, but it's not fair for you to police how I respond when you're the one who comes to knock on the door.
Ooh.
And we see the flashback of when Giselle was the one who brought to camera the rumors about Eddie having some other woman he was talking to.
That is true. Giselle, you really been like leading the charge on this.
Well, Giselle says that she's not trying to police it. She's just telling her she doesn't like it.
Okay.
Wendy says, okay, well, she doesn't like how Giselle tries to alienate people. And then we see a flash of when Giselle came to Wendy's event, hugged and kissed everybody except for Wendy.
Oh, my goodness.
Giselle says that if she does not like someone, she doesn't speak to them. If they have issues moving forward, she promises to address it in the moment.
Okay.
Giselle asked Wendy what she thought about the hattitude party. Wendy says that it was nice for Karen, but Mia seems hurt, probably more hurt than we really know.
Okay.
Karen has met Ink, but she says she didn't see him at first because he's so short.
That's what Karen said.
Yes.
What is your thoughts about the overall meeting with Giselle and Wendy? Is this a clean slate?
This feels like production had to sit down and say, y'all about to get the show canceled.
Okay.
We need people to come together to film together and not be stone cold and not talking to people.
Yeah.
So, neither one of y'all have your ride buddies or whatever you want to
Candiace
call
gone, Robin gone.
Yeah, so y'all need to put to bed whatever was in the past and try to start the season fresh.
Yeah.
And this is what it felt like. It felt like an HR conversation brought to television. Agree to disagree, but work together.
Oh, yeah. 100% agree with that, because I feel like even though let me just start out by saying this. I feel like if Robin was still on the show, this lunch wouldn't have happened.
Right.
If Candiace was on the show, I feel like this lunch wouldn't have happened. Now, to Blair's point, I feel like Bravo brought them both in the room and said, hey, which one of y'all want to go next?
Right.
Because anybody can go now. Because it's to the point to where it's like, even Giselle's explanation made no sense. She said, when I don't like somebody, I don't acknowledge them, I don't speak to them. Well, you're on the show.
Right.
And not only are you on the show, you're one of the anchors of the show. You can't do that because people will join the show because you are the anchor and try to impress you. If they do something that you don't like, then you won't speak to them, and then they won't be on the show. So if there's anybody between these two that need to be open to speaking, open for conversation, open for friendship. Hold on, my mic going out. Open for friendship. It would be Giselle.
Right.
I don't put that burden on Wendy. And that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So we move on to Stacy in her home. She's got what appears to be like her nanny. Her nanny speaks Spanish, and she's teaching the daughter some words. Seems like she's trying to teach Stacy some words as well. Stacy and her husband are separated. However, they are still living together as a family. They sleep in separate bedrooms, and their focus is their daughter. They're not telling the daughter about the divorce until things are final and they know where she is going to be ending up as far as who she's going to be with, as far as living. Stacy has basically she has a place with her family, and then she also has her own separate place in DC. And when it's times where maybe the daughter's in school or the husband's out traveling, she'll crash at her place in DC. And she's just sitting there kind of quizzing her daughter on what she's going to do if she gets lost in Mexico. Her and her dad are going to go to Cabo for the next week, and the little girl can barely remember people's numbers, but she knows how to yell for help in Spanish. So she knows her ex-husband is seeing people. She is seeing someone as well, but those are things that they don't talk about. My thoughts pretty much, I think that is an interesting, precarious type of situation. But if that's what they feel like is best for their family, okay. She does seem to be dating somebody else, so it's not really getting in the way of her life. And if that's stability for their daughter, I guess that's cool. I wouldn't want to do it, but if they're able to work it out, that's fine. Hopefully it's not super stressful for her and for Stacy.
Yeah, I might gotta use your mic for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing about this is I'm really questioning the whole intention behind Stacy and the whole with her, this is but with the kid and stuff, right? About wanting her to accept who she is and basically her heritage and things of that nature. I want to question how intentional is Stacy in basically showing her, hey, be proud and things of that nature. But the kid is still young. I'm gonna give her a pass on it. Okay. I'm just gonna give her a pass.
Okay, I'll share that once we get to that part. Oh, okay. My thoughts on that. So
I'm over here fighting the mic. You get what I'm saying?
Well, what do you think about Stacy living with her ex? That's what we were just talking about.
Sorry. Yeah, Stacy, move. Okay, sorry. I'm over here fighting the mic. It's gonna work, y'all. Keep going.
Okay. So Keiarna goes to visit Karen. Keiarna and her boyfriend are working towards living together. She says that they are building the house from the ground up, and the last time she married someone was with her late fiance from 9 years ago. Karen is acting shocked that Keiarna wasn't invited to her birthday party, but we know that Karen and Giselle went over that guest list. Okay. Karen says well, we can make sure you get an invite to GNA. And Keiarna was like, last time I went to GNA, got into a fight. She's not really looking forward to going into any other future GNA events. So Karen fills her in that the party had a flavor of Inquisition from Mia and Jacqueline, and she just wants to know who is real around her.
You first.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We're trying to work it out.
Technical difficulties, but the show must go on. You first.
Okay. My thoughts about it. Karen be fake sometimes too. I'm just like, I don't know why you acting surprised that Keiarna didn't come there, but it was nice to see Keiarna. I definitely don't fault her for not wanting to come to any other GNA events, and honestly, the events don't be that popping anyway.
They don't.
I know this particular event is for a good cause, but I wouldn't. If I was Keiarna, I wouldn't go. So
here's how I feel about this. Keiarna, I feel like we about to know some things about you that I personally will not like. See, now this scene, I was paying attention on this scene. Okay, cause look, the mic is gone. Okay, the mic is gone, right? Okay. What you mean you about to build a house with this man you're not married to? Yeah. What ghetto-ness are we about to see coming from your relationship with this? Because my whole thing is, hey, why would you invest that type of time, that type of resources, that type of risk for someone that you're not married to? So you're going to tie yourself and hope for a ring and hope for marriage. Maybe marriage is not the goal. Maybe this is what people do. But it's cool if we don't want to be married. Then guess what? We just go live in an apartment. I'm not going to tie my financial future to building a house with you. That's very different than us just getting a house, building a house. No. Listen, red flag on Keiarna and her relationship. Something seemed fishy about that.
Well, Ashley, she goes to visit Stacy at her house.
Okay.
And they go for a walk. Ashley's asking if her husband still takes care of everything. And Stacy tells her, like, they still live together while they're going through mediation. Stacy doesn't know who cuts her lawn. So to me, that sounds like the husband takes care of everything. Ashley, Stacy's asking Ashley what her racial identity is. And she says that she is half black and half white, but she identifies as a black woman. Her sons don't see themselves as black just because they haven't had much exposure to people of color other than her family. And they don't quite identify with other like black boys that they might be around. Ashley was raised around the black side of her family, so that's why she identifies with it so easily and can relate to it so easily. Stacy, of course, is black. Her family's from Detroit, and she, you know, grew up around black people. But her daughter is limited in the amount of black women that she's around because like her mom and her family is all still in Detroit. So Stacy talks about how her husband is German and very proud, and her daughter has adopted the pride in that heritage, but she wants her to have that same pride in being a black girl. So Stacy loves someone who is a devout Christian, talking about her new guy, but they are not intimate. It's been a couple of months, and the new guy doesn't want to have sex until they're married. And she feels like they are heading down that path to being married. She met TJ when he auditioned to be on QVC. It started as a friendship, then they ended into something romantic. Ashley don't get it. She says she will be riding the pogo stick.
Let me go first on this.
Go ahead.
Blair, I have a question, and I'm just gonna put this right here. It's straight can pick up your voice.
Okay.
I found it very interesting that with her ex-husband, the German guy, right? She said that he is German and he's very proud of his heritage.
Yes.
Right? He knew rather, since they're not married no more, that he married a black woman. So it kind of came off to me, at least based on how I saw it, based on how you read it to us, that he didn't really take the time to basically share the pride of, like, you know what, you're German and you're black. It's kind of like you're like, you know, German, yes, you're like, you know, yes, you're German, you know what I mean, be German, you know. But she may look black, or basically she may look fair skinned, or put like this, her mother's black. You get what I'm saying? So I question Stacy on her intent of really driving home the point of, hey, you're in Maryland, there's black people here, you actually have to actually make an effort to not see black people. So I'm like, you can actually easily like introduce her to that culture here. like it's not something that you have to like, oh, I have to think of ways of how to introduce her or basically get her comfortable around it. No, you probably been ignoring it, and now that you're divorced and things like that, you kind of want to be like, well, it was cool when I was married that, you know, German, yes, but now that you're divorced, you kind of behind the ball now, and now you gotta play catch up.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's the responsibility of the parent who is of that culture to instill that culture into their children if they find it important. If the daughter's 8 years old and Stacy hasn't really found a way to make her daughter feel like she's black, then I think that is on Stacy, and maybe that's something that she wants to try to do better about. And I don't think that she should just blame it on the fact that, oh, all my family's in Detroit, she doesn't get to be around black women like that. There are so many different events and activities like in the DMV area to get black kids into. I mean, even Jack and Jill. I mean, that's what we were introduced with Karen. That's what we were introduced with Karen and Giselle, is that they both had their children in Jack and Jill. And so they were all around other black kids in similar like socioeconomic, you know, status or whatever. So I'm just like, yeah, there are ways, opportunities, and organizations. And if Stacy hasn't done it yet, then Stacy, it's time to pick up the ball if that's really important to you. So
let's move on.
Okay. So we see that Karen visits Giselle. She got a car service. They made sure to show us that.
Listen here, anything that they go try to pick off on TV, I see.
Karen thought that the hattitude party was an inquisition, and especially the non-alcoholic drink. Giselle said that she didn't feel like it was messy. She just wanted to provide that option to Karen. Well, Wendy getting a bucket hat seemed a bit much to Karen. Giselle fills Karen in on the discussion that she had with Wendy, and that they pretty much decided that they're going to do better. Jacqueline was saying that she had questions for Karen before Karen got there, but she never ended up asking the questions. Karen says, Jacqueline is in timeout, apparently because Jacqueline said something about, we're going to have to wait to see how things shake out or until, that we get the verdict. And Karen says her friends are going to ride with her no matter the outcome.
Okay.
Keiarna was shocked that she wasn't invited to the birthday party. Gizelle tells us that she could only invite a certain number of people anyway, but she's going to make sure she gets invited to the GNA party. So this is going to be partnered with the Brain Tumor Society. GNA is moving towards health and wellness. And Karen is going to have a Fempire Award, I think she said it was. And it's going to be women who give back to the community on the same day, earlier in the day. Well, pretty much around the same time. Giselle had an invite before. She was talking about for this Femme Awards party, but she said that Karen was never originally on the list. So she thinks that Karen called in to try to get this award as some type of PR type of thing to make it seem like she's doing good for the community and she's well respected or whatever. Pretty much my thoughts are, number one, Karen, the way she talked to Giselle during this not only made it seem like Karen said, I'm going to go to my event, but I'm going to make sure I get to your event. I'm definitely going to be at your event that day. So just remember that. Any thoughts?
I do think it is a PR stunt. I definitely think that this is definitely hey, I'm getting an award. Basically, I am a staple in my community. Just to let y'all know, she was caught in that community drunk driving, allegedly. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Until it comes out clear after the trial or things like that. So I think all of this is PR. I think her in the beginning credits with her holding her flute with nothing in it, PR. You get what I'm saying? Her not having any alcohol on TV, PR. You get what I'm saying? Her making sure she in the car service, PR. Her basically saying, oh, I'm being honored with an award. Like, basically, this is just a mistake, but really, I'm Karen. I am known in Potomac. I am here to basically I'm a staple, I'm a pillar here. So I definitely agree 100% with Giselle that this is definitely a PR stunt.
Okay. So 6 a.m. the next day, Giselle gets a text from Karen texting the whole group of girls minus Jacqueline, asking the women to come to her femme-powered events and then go to the GNA event, and she is going to have transportation set up for them to be able to go to both. Okay. Giselle just tells everybody to go to Karen's event. People don't need to be running all over town trying to, act like it's a bar crawl. Mia just feels like Karen needs some attention right now.
I agree with that.
Stacy felt like it was very tacky.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Well, Giselle gets to her event first. She meets with the people from the National Brain Tumor Society and just thanks them for coming and partnering with them. Of course, Giselle lost her dad to a tumor, and she's expressing that to the women and, hopes to have future collaborations with them. So Ashley gets there. Giselle says that she doesn't want none of them hoes at this event. They are treating it like it's a bar crawl. Ashley feels like it's personal, and Karen not respecting the cause is odd because Karen tends to respect charitable causes. Maybe it's only the ones that she throws. So all the ladies get to Karen's event first, except we see Vivian go to Giselle's event. We see Jacqueline go to Giselle's event. Stacy didn't get the text, not Stacy, Jacqueline didn't get the text message invitation, apparently because she's on bad terms with Karen. And Stacy feels like Karen put everyone in an uncomfortable situation by, in a way, forcing them to come to both events. So the ladies call Ashley from the Sprinter van and let her know that they are going to come to the event. They'll try to make it by 8:30. Ashley tells them, if y'all don't get here by 8, it's not going to be cool. Wendy thinks that they should just send their regrets when it comes to Giselle's event. It's 7 o'clock at the time, and it's going to take 20-something minutes for them to even get to the Giselle's location from Karen's location. They haven't even got to Karen's location yet. So Ashley tells Giselle about the call, and Giselle says they're rude. They're effing rude. And they need to not come. So, any thoughts on that portion?
You first, since you got the mic.
Okay. My only thoughts really are, if you RSVP to something, go to the thing you RSVP to first. I feel like it was shady of Karen to the day of have the ladies try to make it to 2 events within the hour between each other. That's just not feasible. So I feel like they just should have went to Giselle's event. But honestly, I don't fault Wendy and Keiarna because like Wendy, we're just getting back cool, Giselle, and honestly, I don't really want to support you. And with Keiarna, the last time I was there, I got in a fight. I ain't worried about your little stuff. So.
How I feel about the whole thing is this, and I am not a big supporter of Giselle, but I go this far. For one, GNA sponsoring this whole, or basically the Brain Tumor Society sponsoring this GNA event, you kind of threw me off that saying that it's a GNA event. If Giselle was just to say that this is just something for me, I probably would take it more seriously. But I go back to episode 1 to where Blair reviewed with us, where basically the wheels of justice prevail until the wheels of justice prevail. Karen is basically doing even though this is not a place to where y'all go question me about my case, I'm basically gonna put y'all in situations to pick a side. Who is Team Karen here? And this is just another act of her to basically say, whose side are you on? Even though we're not talking about the case, we ain't talking about her drinking, anything like that. She's basically like, okay, I'm gonna see whose side you are. Are you on my side? And are you on somebody else's side? Even if it's against Giselle, against Mia, whoever it is, she's just trying to basically pick up whose side is on her side. And I'm just like, it is tacky. It does come off tacky. For one, you cannot invite somebody the day of or hours before, 24 hours before, and expect them to be fully invested and come to your event where you get a trophy. Right. You get what I'm saying? If you're just getting a trophy, I'm guessing that other people there that love you will be there to see it. Send me the pictures. You get what I'm saying? I won't be there.
Yeah. Well, Karen says she's clearly liked more because all the ladies came to support her. Keiarna has no plan of going to GNA. Okay. Wendy didn't see Karen receive her award yet, so she decided not to leave when the other ladies left. Mia, Stacy, and Jazzy go to Giselle's event. Ashley and Giselle are doing their welcoming speech. The ladies get to the event at 8:02, and Giselle sees them coming in and is telling them to get out, and she's calling security to escort them out. My thoughts are this is Giselle showing her true colors. She wasn't going to be able to hide it for long. I can understand Giselle being irritated and annoyed, but the thing is, this is not Giselle. You're at work, okay? And these ladies are at work. And they are trying their best to make a good show, to be at the events, to support everybody they can. I think you're mad at the wrong person. You need to be up in Karen's behind for putting people in this situation. And these ladies are on the newer side. I know Mia's been here before, but Mia's still trying to work her way and figure out her spot in, the show as well. So I just felt like it was unfair for her to try to call security on them. And I'm just like, what, Giselle? So what, you're not going to talk with them because you don't fool with them? So I'm just like, Giselle, you got to find some way to realize this is a job and let people do what they're doing and not feel like you got to control the situation. So.
Was that the end of the show?
That's it.
Well, let me give my opinion on this then. They got that 8:02, right? Ashley said if you get there at 8, anytime after 8, it would be a problem, right? Yeah. It starts at 8. 8:02, you got to give me a 5-minute grace period. Come on now. Come on, I walked in at 8:02 now. I think I don't even think you're mad at me that I'm late. I think you're mad that I chose you, that like I'm here second. Like this is the second event that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So she's mad. She's showing herself. She's trying to flex her power. I think we saw near like the ending credits that she got a bouncer there. I didn't think that we would need security at a Brain Tumor Society event, but I think this is just Giselle trying to flex us, basically saying, hey, y'all did not choose me first. That even through everything that Karen been through, things that should basically knock her down a peg, y'all still chose to support her, even though y'all got here at 8:02. If they would have got there at 8 o'clock, Giselle still would have been mad because they went to Karen's event first and things like that. That's how I feel. Anything else on this episode? Listen here, man. So the plan was for me to release this episode, which will go out tonight, as well as Love and Marriage Detroit. But my cord is broken. So I don't want to share mic because I want to be free a little bit. So I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, get a cord. Okay. And we're going to release Love and Marriage Detroit finale tomorrow. Now, granted, the show must go on. I feel like, listen here, A minus for not A plus. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing, liking, sharing, all the above. Anything else?
Yes, we will be back to our regular studio before you know it.
Yes. Not tomorrow, though. Okay. Y'all be good.